I'm pretty much better, but
Yeah.
still have the nose thing.
Yeah.
The stuffy.
The sinus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the sinus.
Yeah.
I think we're all trying. Are we all sniffing for a cold open?
I think we're sniffing for it.
Yeah. Man, cold open sniffs.
We're like truffle pigs for that cold open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, we're rooting and rustling.
Also for truffles.
Yeah, we're looking for truffles too.
Oh, we were supposed to be looking for truffles?
Yeah.
Why did you come across truffles you didn't grab?
I got annoyed at all the truffles I kept finding. I was like, this isn't what I'm looking for.
That's what we eat
And
to get
I
the
would
energy
hoof
for the
them
open.
away from
This
me.
is our truffle episode.
Oh, wait, real quick, can we specify? Is it mushroom truffle or is it like chocolate truffle?
I think in the ground, the only thing that grows is mushroom truffles.
I've found a chocolate truffle on the floor.
Really?
Yeah, it tasted like shit.
Did it grow out of the floor?
No,
Oh.
it was on the floor. There was like a little brown thing.
Yes, I know
And
what they
then
look like.
I ate it.
Yeah.
And it tasted like shit.
So you think that someone maybe picked it and dropped it?
Like they unwrapped it and dropped it, you mean?
Well, you're the one that thinks that they grow out of the ground, possibly.
Or do you think it's actual shit?
That's what I was doing. I was doing that joke. I was doing the joke where I thought a poop was a truffle, and I ate it. And you were so stuck on mushrooms. You were.
You thought they grew out of the ground, so I thought we're going with that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know. This is a bad cold open. Just say welcome to the podcast so we can move on.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Funbearable. I'm Brad Rohr.
I'm Ray, proving we're still human after all these years. Harrington.
And I'm Truck.
Truck.
It's funny.
Our brains are shattered into pieces.
No, I often say a different name than mine.
Yeah. But that time you just went, I'm Truck. And then it stopped.
The end.
And then had a look of panic.
Well, Truck, I'm glad you could be here today.
Thank you, Truck.
Charles.
Uh-huh.
The
Truck.
Trufflemeister stated.
Oh, Trufflemeister.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
fun.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Trufflemeister is fun.
Yeah.
That's like Salt Bay, but for truffles.
Again, I got to ask, which truffle?
Both of them. He's the Meister.
Okay. Have we, I can't believe we talked this long about truffles and we didn't get into various shuffles about the
Yeah.
truffles.
Really only the one.
Yeah.
It is weird. I don't like it when it's like a mushroom is a truffle, and also here's this ball that's chocolate that's a truffle. That's
Yep.
why
Yeah.
are we doing this?
Yeah, it's a complication.
I don't
for
like
sure.
it.
Yeah. If we could have talked to some sort of chocolatier that coined the phrase,
Yeah.
a Wonka-esque individual,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think that's who did it.
which came first, the truffle or the truffle?
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Right? That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Brad, you must know. You have all that knowledge.
I don't know,
No,
but
it's
I
got-
am interested in looking it up.
It's got to be mushroom, though, right?
Can I
Yeah,
say,
probably.
Brad?
Yes.
What's the point of having all that trivia up in that noggin if you don't have the facts when we need them?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have a future episode about the importance of trivia.
One time,
I'm gamifying it.
Okay.
Yeah,
One time, like whenever I have a question about anything, I ask Brad.
it's true.
And I can tell that sometimes he just doesn't like the fact that he doesn't know things.
That's
Yeah.
also true.
So at one point recently, I was like, man, whenever I have a question, I ask you about it. And you're like, you sure do. And you were not happy.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been doing Chat GPT for years.
Brad
Yeah.
GPT.
Yeah.
Yeah. You reach out to Brad GPT.
You guys are bringing up a secret shame. This is a real thing. I didn't plan on talking about this. In high school,
He's an
Okay.
AI.
Yeah.
I
knew
wrote
it.
I wrote a paper for someone else, and the quality was
God.
not what the teacher expected. She accused the student of plagiarism, and the student dropped out of high school.
You destroyed a future?
Well, here's the thing. He's doing fine.
Okay.
Is this the guy that you know that had the I beat my wife shirt?
Nope, different
Oh,
guy.
this. I know who this was.
Yes, who was it?
Herbert Hoover.
Yes.
This was Herbert Hoover.
Yes.
Yeah, and they named a dam after him.
Yes.
So he's
Yeah.
doing damn well.
Yep. He
There you go, Ray.
Yep.
This is the
What-
lows. This is the lows you've pulled
The
me down.
doldrums.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I wrote the paper and I tried to not put it up to my standards because the person asking for me to write it was not in advanced English classes. And
So
And
trading
they-
so gently.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. They were. They loved
My favorite
the shiny thing.
yes.
my favorite
who
Brad Politeism is is when he says things aren't ideal.
Yep.
I hate it so
Ooh,
much.
yeah,
I hate
yeah.
things are not ideal
Yep.
because it makes you feel like they're almost perfect when in actuality he means they're complete dog shit.
Yeah.
That was from your training of giving bad news at doctor's offices,
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he gets into a car accident, and his entire body's in traction, and his mom calls and says, "How you doing?" He says, "Things are not ideal."
Yep.
Yeah. I like the idea of a doctor being like somebody's like, how did the test results come out? And they're like, well, to answer that question, we're going to bring in, an assistant here,
Yep.
and then you come in with a lab coat on.
Yep, of course.
Yeah, and then you sit
We'll
down.
have the Dr. Genius
Yeah, yeah.
It's so
reflective
tight.
thing. Yeah.
The top of your head is bright red.
Yeah.
People are concerned.
Yes.
Right? Is that a red hat? No. Is
Nope.
that a MAGA? No, it's just.
I like your
red.
big yarmulke.
Yeah.
No.
And then you sit down and you go, well, things are not ideal. Right?
Yeah.
I think it started as a goof, as a deliberate understatement.
Sure.
And then, like so many things that start out as goofs, then it just becomes part of your natural lexicon.
Yeah, like hot dogs to this podcast.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a
Pearls
goof.
before swine, hot dogs before Funbearable.
Yes.
Right?
That's
Yep.
right.
Cast them. Just cast them.
So we're talking about the kid you got kicked out of school.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, man, why did I do that? And I'm like, because, he was my friend and he said he would give me, I think, NBA Live 95 for the Super Nintendo. It was for a video game. And then he's like, yeah, the teacher called me in and she said I'd plagiarized the paper. And I'm like, I didn't. Maybe I forgot to close a parenthesis. But there is no way that I plagiarized that paper. I'm sure that I did everything right. He's like, yeah. So I just got mad and I walked out and I dropped out of school.
Wow.
He got his GED. He's working for a big company now, and he is moving up in the old C-suite. So he's doing fine.
I get it. I'm a high school dropout.
Yeah.
I went to college. I got my GED and went to
Right.
college and stuff
Right.
like that.
Right.
But, no shame there. Here's the secret, because my freshman year of college, money was an issue.
Yep.
Right. What I thought I had for my student loans covering everything, it was just shy
Right.
for both semesters. The first semester, I genuinely thought oh no, I think I have to leave.
Right.
I can't afford to go to school, and it was covered through various machinations,
Right.
and I felt so humiliated. This is a whole side story, but some friends at the college that I had made over the semester, when they heard about this, they went around and did a donation thing.
Wow.
And I was like, this is incredibly kind.
Right.
And humiliating.
Both of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Right.
That's tough.
And it was but anyway, everything got settled. But the next semester, I was like, I need to, make some money. So I was doing random things to just make a little bit of cash.
Right.
And one of them ended up being writing some papers.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Business was good.
Yep.
Wow.
So I guess you could say I'm one of the victims of AI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Once the AI comes, I can't write the papers
Yeah.
anymore.
Wow.
But when I was in school, I did that.
You were
And
still doing it up to last year?
I just finished one this morning. Yeah.
About what?
It was about how AI is taking jobs. I'll be honest with you, all the papers have turned into that for me because I'm losing so much money.
And do you just go to AI to write it?
Yeah, AI did it. Yeah. All my papers end with are there any other prompts that could help you further or
Yes.
whatever. But no, I would write papers.
Yep.
But here's the key, Brad. You gotta think about their voice.
I tried to bring it to the level that I thought he could write at, and I did not.
Oh no! This is what happened.
I
you overcorrected,
Nope.
so you're doing backwards K's.
Yes.
And,
No.
all that stuff.
I undercorrected. What I thought would be a this level student in a this level class was not. So, and I should have looked at a previous paper and gotten a sense of the writing style. Now, I also asked him to take a look at it and put it in his own voice, and also
Yeah.
That's his fault.
Know what the paper is about.
Well, you know what? Someone who has someone else write a paper is not very good at.
Yep.
Is
Doing the work.
No, just doing a peruse.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
looking it over.
Yeah.
Doing a quick read through. That's the thing going on with teachers, with AI stuff. There's a huge wave of just, oh God, teaching is destroyed now.
Right.
Because every kid is doing this. I just saw a video yesterday of a girl graduating, and she's crying.
Yep.
And she's like, oh God, I can't go to college. I Googled everything.
Right.
I don't know anything. And she's crying.
Yep.
And it's like, wow. And what she's going to do is go to college and do that again.
Yep.
Wow.
And then cry at the end of that going, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get a job.
Right.
Yeah. It's
But
terrifying.
fortunately, AI is going to make it so there are no jobs.
Do you guys use ChatGPT for anything real?
No.
Nothing?
No.
I used it to gussy up my resume so that other AIs could read my resume.
That is a thing.
That was
Yeah.
it.
My
Is
wife
it-
had to do that too. Yeah.
Interesting. You know what I use it for? When I write emails, sometimes I'll put it through and be like, make this nicer, or make this more stern, or make this whatever, and I'll have it do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is weird.
Is it-
What about that whole email fight we got into?
Yep.
That was the
Was
nice
I just
version.
was I just arguing with a robot?
No, so I don't put the whole thing in.
Yeah.
You write it, and then you go like this, and you put it in. You can take out the curse words. You know what I mean? To make it a business email.
Add curse words?
To make it a personal email.
Yeah, yeah.
I was playing with it the other day. I do this all the time. The problem is this. Sometimes when you're doing video editing, there are all these like little moments that you have to wait for.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
like there are like I got to render all these things. It's going to take an hour. But there's so much stuff that takes 3 minutes or 4 minutes.
Dude,
or
I was
6
just
minutes.
dealing with this because I was mixing the live episode before I came here today. And there's so many things because it's such a longer file, right? Every step, I'm like, this is a 3 minute, 4 minute wait. And so I always, whenever I'm mixing and doing that stuff, same as you, I have like 5 tabs open that I just kind of go over and I check stuff
Yeah.
and I do things. Yeah.
Yeah, I have my
Try to
RSS
write some
feeds.
emails.
Yeah, I check my movie news. I check this. But one of the things I do is I'll put stuff into ChatGPT because I uploaded 50 episodes of our podcast to my Google. I think it's called Google Notebook RM or LM, and it knows us through the 50 episodes. Like it knows our personalities.
Right.
And so I'll always make one where we get into it and Brad kills Ray. I always do that. But then
I would
I did.
never.
This feels like we're listening to like the foreplay to him masturbating, right? Like that.
You know what?
We often are.
You know what? Actually, here's what I did. So you know how Brad does an update every week?
Yes.
And you know how I
and
got
you're not
kicked?
allowed to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how
He kicked me
You've
off.
been banned. Yeah.
it's not really what happened, but that's okay.
I did get banned.
No, you didn't.
You took me off it.
I did because I can tell the truth now. Chuck asked to be taken off the list.
Ah,
Yeah.
the truth
No, that
comes
didn't happen.
out.
Yes, it did. Because I was looking for other jobs, and Chuck said, I don't want to read emails where you talk about looking for other jobs and leaving. That's true.
And leaving what?
Like Rhode
The
Island.
state, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's true. I thought you
wow.
meant for a mean way, not for a sad way.
No, it was a sad way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I
anyway,
think it was a Subway.
so,
Yeah, that was
okay.
it. That was it. I was like, hey, I met this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you
He's
kicked me
cool.
off
He wants me
at-
to live with him.
You didn't kick me off after the Bacon Brothers fiasco?
I did not, no.
All right.
This is a fucking relationship.
So
It
anyway,
really is.
what I did was I had an idea.
Uh-huh.
So I searched for Brad's old updates, right? And I found one where he came to my parents' house for Thanksgiving, and I put it into ChatGPT, and I said, "Make him unhinged," and it did it. And it said,
No change.
I kept saying, "Do you want it to be darker? Do you want it to be crazier?" And I kept saying, "Yes, yes, yes."
Yeah.
And like the 20th version of it is so insane. It's absolutely insane. But it started out as him being like, I went to Chuck's house for Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. And by the end, it's him like clinging to like one thread of sanity. And it's so funny. Really makes me laugh.
That's good. I'm happy for you.
It's funny. It's
Yeah.
very fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just use it I've only used it to alter things. I've never been like create a thing.
Right.
Right, right.
I've been like, here's this, and then make a funny version or make a nice version or whatever.
Yeah. No, I'm genuinely worried about like what the rest of Finn's school experience is going to
Yeah.
be.
See, it's
You know?
weird. I mean, there's probably no way to stop people from
No.
like kids. I mean,
There's
using
discussion of a lot of schools are going back, or classes in college or whatever are going back to like blue books.
Yeah, handwrite it.
Handwrite it in class, so you can't.
Oh,
use
in
it.
class.
Yeah.
That's a way to stop it.
But it's
pretty
like the
much.
only way you can. And
Right.
kids are also revolting against it. Like college kids are being like, this is insane. You can't have us do this. This is too much.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And it's like, well, it's college. It's a class that
Yep.
you're taking.
Wow.
And there's a lot of teachers now that are just like, I feel like my job now is I'm a full-time like AI guesser, where I read these papers and I have to discern if those are AI or not.
So here's the thing, though. How can they prove it? That's the problem.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
I mean, I like-
sometimes these kids are so fucking stupid though
Yep.
that they don't read it, they don't check it,
And
and
there's-
there's
you got to
tons
give
of
it a
things.
peruse.
Right, and a lot of teachers are trying to counteract it with white wording, where they'll put in like in an email or in a school portal for a college, here's the question for the essay, and they have added text that you can't see when you highlight it to copy it.
Yeah.
Because kids can just highlight it, Control C
Yeah.
and then Control V
Yes.
into ChatGPT or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're hiding in like a weird line about like, and really discuss the apricots or something
Yeah.
like that. So when they read the papers and suddenly there's apricots in it, they know like,
Yeah.
okay, so this was ChatGPT.
Wow, that's really
It's
interesting.
crazy. It's crazy.
I think the idea of flipping it and being like, you got to study outside of work, outside of school, and answer stuff in school is probably a really good way to do it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what's cool? You could go like this. Like, let's say you're writing to a club, right? Yeah, I'm sure you've been in this position where it's been like, this is an abnormal amount of time where they haven't paid me yet,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you could put in like, hey, like I played the club on this day. Where's my money? It's been too long. And you could put it in ChatGPT and be like, make this a nice, polite business email.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that. I think it's good for
Sure.
stuff
No,
like that.
that makes sense.
Where's my money? Also, let me tell you about these apricots.
Yeah,
They're like, what?
yeah. No, it is weird. I do think there's such a dystopian thing in the phrase of what you said a moment ago, because my wife was going through this too. She's working at Rhode Island Commerce. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
But she was just doing this as a thing because
Right.
somebody else had left and was talking to her, and they were like, "Have you run your resume through AI?" And
Yep.
they were talking about it, so you can have it optimized for
AI.
the company's AI.
Yep.
And I'm
Exactly.
like, this is a nightmare. This is
Exactly.
dystopian.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
You have to adjust your organic thing so it can be easily applied to this non-organic thing.
Yep.
Yes.
It's like, this is gross.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Oh, hold on. I feel like we're getting too dark. I think like yep. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, it's been a while.
Oh, I thought that was Nickelodeon. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Nickelodeon.
Those were
now
great.
we have to pay. Now we have to pay so much money.
Those bumpers were excellent.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
whoever did those should have to fight the
Celebrity Deathmatch.
the scat group that was Carmen Sandiego.
Oh,
that's the best.
Rockapella.
Rockapella, yeah.
That was great too.
Oh yeah. I imagine being somebody that's like, oh, what am I famous for? Going
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
good. I like that.
And it's just you just get more aggressive
Yes.
with it.
Yep.
Then you become corn.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the Rockapella's mad.
Yeah.
Right? In
Can
the
you do
car
that?
together.
I don't think so. No.
You could do it. I bet Ray could do it pretty good.
What? Yeah, I could do that. Anyway,
It's funny because he can't do it.
oh, all right. Once these cameras and microphones are off, I'm going to dap-a-dip-a-dop right in your face.
Can I ask you guys a vulnerable question?
Of course.
Sure.
Do you ever listen to acapella in your free time?
No, I don't think so.
Never?
No.
I think I just have one. Who's that 12 Days of Christmas group? Straight No Chaser.
Straight No Chaser.
I think I have their album in my
Oh.
YouTube library, but the version of I'm Yours / Somewhere Over the Rainbow is the only song like in a playlist.
I love acapella. I love it. I listen to Straight No Chaser. I listen to Pentatonics. I love the
Boys Choir.
I love the Pitch Perfect soundtracks. I love acapella. You know why? I think this is why. I love vocal harmonies in general. Like when we started the band, the first album doesn't have a ton of vocal harmonies on it. But then after that, I would like isolate the vocals for a song and just come up with a ton of harmonies for it. And I don't know why. I just fell in love with harmony, like vocal harmony. I just love it. So I got super into acapella, and I have a million like acapella covers from like the Brown Derbies is one from Brown.
Yep.
There's a million of them that have put out songs, and I love it. And then one of the best ones is 311 and Sublime had a huge rivalry, which I don't really know about. I think it's before my time, maybe. And when Bradley Noel died, 311 made an a cappella version of What I Got. And it's fucking awesome. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why I love a cappella. It's a weird thing. I feel embarrassed by it.
No, that's okay.
I think it's a guilty pleasure.
That's one of the least embarrassing things about you.
I don't really believe in guilty pleasures, but I am nervous about telling people the a cappella thing.
Okay.
Well, you have pleasures that make you guilty.
Yeah, like legally.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
those
not
are-
emotionally. Yeah.
Yeah, it's legally guilty.
That's
That's
exactly.
right. You're correct.
Yeah.
Do you have
No.
any like things you don't want to tell people you like?
Hot dogs.
Uh-oh. The dog's out of the barn.
Yes.
No, I'm a barbershop quartet till I die kind of guy. That's what I like. No.
Do you like anything that you're like, I don't really like to tell people I like this?
Nothing off the top of my head. I mean, I think a lot of there's things I like a lot that I think people don't think I would be somebody who's into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like comic books, like how much I read comic books.
Yeah, that's a good
you know,
one.
or like play video games. Like sometimes I'll talk to somebody and they'll overhear me like at a show and they'll be like, "You play video games?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
I think that there's a part of that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you have
Oh,
anything?
and the S&M clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's a thing where I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
You
like
just have
it's
the Gimp mask hanging out of your back pocket.
I'm blowing off steam.
Yeah. I think I try to not be guilty about the things I like, or not
Me too,
feel
me too.
guilty.
I feel
but
that way.
I'm there are things that I'm like, if I like this fantasy series, I'm not leading with it when I'm talking to people who don't
Right.
also express an interest.
Also, if we're honest, Brad,
Yes.
I think your default setting, if you find pleasure in it,
guilty.
you
yeah.
feel guilty.
I guess on some level, all my pleasures are guilty.
Yeah, I saw him eat a piece
Oh,
of-
what a beautiful country album.
Yes.
I saw
All
him
my
eat
pleasures are guilty.
all my pleasures are guilty. I saw him eat a slice of Kraft American cheese, and he went straight to confession afterwards.
Oh, no. How many Hail Marys is that?
1.5.
1.5.
Yep.
Oh,
64
don't forget about the
slices.
plastic.
What the hell?
There's a lot of Hail Marys.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
90,
So with,
96.
with that breaking D.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. Yes.
Yeah. It's been a while.
I thought we were starting an a cappella group just now. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
We need one more person. No. There's 3 of us. We need one more.
Yeah.
You have to have a minimum of 4.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's a quartet. Then after that, then you get into like, it's a troupe.
Yeah, right.
But 3 is just like, it's just 3 dudes being weird.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
They're all saying something at the same time.
Yeah, right. It's a
Yeah.
lot of Omiya Cokes.
Yeah.
Right. And there's not enough room with only 3 people to get the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If we did do a 3-person a cappella, it would be funny for the album to be called Omiya Coke. That would be fun. That's a good name.
That's our album. No, that's our
Label?
group. That's our group.
Yeah.
Owe me a Coke.
Yeah.
It's like a weird folky name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
right.
know?
Like almost like Omi is a name.
Yeah.
Like Hootie and the Blowfish.
And we exclusively do porn tracks.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just do soundtracks to porn. Because why not can you imagine a cappella in porn?
It'd be tough. Those are long, drawn out, because it's kind of like, dun, 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 you know what I mean? It's kind of
Sure.
like, it's not like fast.
That's the old school, baby. We're going new. It's 2025.
So what is the new porn?
Same as the old porn. There is oddly, I think we should also change the phrase, you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you probably can.
Right.
Some.
But old porn stars,
You-
trying to introduce something new to them. Oh
No,
my
they're
God.
done with the new tricks.
Oh, but they're always stuck in their ways though. Like I'm a pro at this. And
Yeah,
like,
that's
uh-huh,
true. Yeah,
sure, yeah.
true. I agree with that.
No, I mean it's early days. Like I've done a couple of acapella tracks for that British OnlyFans gal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Who I don't understand why people are like, yeah, I'd pay money to see her do stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Anyway, remember when the old breaking news happened?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
It's time to revisit something we haven't in a long time.
Oh.
And it is brief.
Okay.
I promise. It's time for bad characters.
Whoa. Yeah.
It's been a minute, right?
Yes.
And these they're borderline impressions.
Okay.
Okay. Right, but they're specific. I want to get into a niche impressionism.
Yeah.
Remember 80s comedy where like stand-up comedy where it was just impressions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like people were like, this is da 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 da. da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then they turn around.
Yeah.
And then they come back to the microphone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can't remember which comic had this. It might have been Maria Bamford. That said, like, you have to, I think it was Tig Notaro. You have to say it twice. The introduction to an impression. I thought it was Tig Notaro.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, she's like, it's in a bit that she was doing. It was very funny because she's like, you have to say what the impression is 2 times, or it doesn't count as an impression.
That's
so
funny.
this is da 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 da
Yep.
da 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 da.
Okay,
So anyway, okay, here we go. You ready?
Yes.
This is a person who's about to open a doomed cookie shop that will fail in a month.
Okay.
Okay? Person about to open a cookie shop that will fail in a month.
Nice.
We're going to call it the Crumb Dumpster.
That's fun.
Okay, so that was the first one.
It's funny. The longer the setup is, though, the weirder it is to say it twice.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know. Well, I mean, it was just a goof.
Well, that one's not
I guess
that
we could
long.
pick it apart
No,
until it's not funny
that one.
anymore.
Ready? If you did like, this is a construction worker who's having a bad day, and his wife came to work and she forgot his lunch. A construction worker who's and like saying it twice when it's that long is too convoluted.
Okay, so then we've got.
I'll do that impression. Thanks, honey. I needed this.
I thought she forgot it. Oh no, he forgot it.
He forgot it. She brought it to him.
I said it too many times.
Yep.
What's happening now? What's going on?
I was
Trying to
just,
figure out what the construction.
Oh, all
worker.
right. And then this is a person who has made a staggering amount of bad life choices and is just about to hit rock bottom.
oh, okay.
Right?
Yep.
Staggering amount of bad life choices. Look, can I use dog urine for this drug test coming up or not?
Yeah, that's good.
That was that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what you're getting now is a bonus. We're going to rapid fire this. I am not putting on a wig. I am not putting the glasses on. This is George Lucas.
Okay.
In his car, getting mad about existing names in the world that he can't have.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, very much
All right. So you got to picture him driving.
Yep.
Yeah.
No music, no podcast playing, just in probably a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, him and Jay Leno, they love talking about cars together.
Yeah.
Right?
He seems like a 10 and 2 guy.
I bet he's pretty chill behind the wheel.
Okay.
I don't know.
Except in this case, where he's very upset.
Well, no, he's kind of muttering.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah, there's
By the
a
way,
mutter.
Jay Leno is one of those names.
Yeah.
It is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
And like sometimes he'll like see a billboard
Yeah.
with a star on it or something like that,
Yep.
and he's driving. Okay, here we go. Nag Champa. This is not going to work. Greta Gerwig would have been great. Oh, man. Finn Wolfhard. Oh, God, who would he be?
Yep. Smuggler.
Oh, man, SARS-CoV-19. That's a cluster.
Yep.
That's a cluster. The SARS-CoV-19 cluster. He's driving. He's at a red light. Yas Queen. Man. Yas Queen, she would have been important to the Imperial
Yep.
or something. Oh, he just saw a trailer for Jurassic World.
Okay.
Indominus Rex. All right, I'm just going to go through the list. This is him circa 2005. Vajazzle. I really missed out.
Yep.
I should have done this in a different way. Simp and Cuck. Just a couple of knucklehead droids.
Oh, yeah.
Simp and Cuck. I did this because I didn't want to put on the stuff
Yeah.
to do a whole episode. Rapid fire. He was in Ohio and he saw all these bands together. Limp Bizkit. Come on. Hooba Stank. He's a smuggler.
Yes.
There we go. We're back. Diego Luna. I mean, he's in Star Wars.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, I was gonna
he's
say.
mad.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
just make him that.
Yeah.
Don't Andor. No, Luna.
Yeah.
Who did you cast?
Wait, is that the actor?
Yeah.
Or the character? Diego Luna or any foreign sounding name because it's alien to me as a Western cinema goer.
It's true.
Horcrux. Damn, JK got me again. JK Rowling. Wait a minute. JK Rowling. She comes from the turf cluster.
Yeah, she sure does.
Stinky OPP. this one isn't great. He's Irish, I think. That's him like calling an assistant. I got one. I don't think it's good. Stinky old pee-pee.
Yep.
Probably Irish. The My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Damn, he would be called Pillow Lindell, and he sold Jabba the Pleasure Barge. We're almost done. We're almost done. Groot.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Hey, you don't even have to change who he is. He's just a big tree walking around. Princess Mononoke.
Ooh.
Oh, man. And Totoro.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, even just Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a duplicitous smuggler.
Yeah.
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah. He's sold out Han Solo.
Yeah, and it's Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
The Studio Ghibli. And then just rapid fire Stevie Nicks, Nick Kroll, and Nikki Sixx. Oh, those guys are bad. And then finally the last one, and it's eluded me for years. Cunnilingus.
Yeah.
Cunnilingus. Think what could have been. Dang. And that's it.
That's good.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Very fun.
See you later, Bit.
By the way, you're at the beginning when you're like, I'm not going to wear a hat and glasses. Really sounded like you were setting up that you're going to wear a hat and glasses.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's all right.
That's okay.
I knew you weren't because I would see it.
Yes.
You would have seen the hat and the glasses.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I could have hidden them.
It's true.
And not if it was going to be a quick change.
How quick are we talking?
Like if you pulled a string and they went up and they went around.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I could hide it from you, but I could not move my neck.
Yeah.
It's a real Batman situation.
Yeah.
And then you see me coming into the studio.
I
You're
was
like,
gonna say-
are you gonna do a thing? Are you gonna do a thing?
This is just
No.
how I walk
No.
now.
Oh, and it's like constricting me. Yeah, I sound like Vincent D'Onofrio in
Yeah.
Men in Black. Like, oh, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Breaking news. Right?
Huge puff of smoke.
Oh, it's not working. My contraption.
Get it off me.
Hoisted by my own contraption. Okay, so I have a real thing going on. And I want
Yes.
to bring this to the table.
Yeah.
This 4 tables that are pushed together that we don't own. So we've been goofing and spoofing. This is a real thing. My son,
Yes.
Yep.
whom I love and adore and made and raised,
Yep.
and I have help, but it's a lot of investment.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Think about all the fun I could have playing with ChatGPT if I didn't have this kid.
It's true.
Oh my
The whole
God.
time you were telling that story of what you were doing, so I took this email about this Thanksgiving dinner. I'm like, man, no child life is like cool.
Well, I said I did it during the same 3 minutes you have.
No, I know. Just the idea of it is wonderful to me. You know what I
Yes,
mean? I
yeah.
like that idea. So he is in a play this year for the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
He wanted to join the drama club or whatever.
Right.
It's the first year it's like available.
Yeah.
And I kind of pushed it because I'm a stand-up comic. I wanted him to like experience a thing on a stage.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Because he is half of me and also half of my wife. And my wife is someone who's like backstage, black shirt, headset, hell yeah.
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 Right? She's that person.
Right.
And she would do such a fucking good job at
Right.
it. I know she would. But I'm like, listen, Finn, I know I know that's part of what you like.
Yeah.
You got to try it.
Yeah.
Sure.
You got to be out there, right? And say something
Yeah.
on stage to people. So he auditioned for it. They are doing The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
And he auditioned. He wanted to be the Scarecrow or Tin Man.
Okay.
And he got a part.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of him. You know, he's
Wizard.
No,
Toto.
Oz.
no.
The witch's feet. The squished witch.
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy.
Squished witch.
Squish feet.
Squished witch.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
squished witch
Yes.
was watching.
Yeah.
No, he's flying monkey number 2.
Okay.
It's fine.
That's pretty good.
I'm happy for him.
Well, it's not. He's number 8.
There's 2 of them.
Yep.
Oh,
So you could call him the last one.
I thought there was at
Flying
least
monkey
8.
number 2.
I'll call him the second one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a bit that I've been working on about this,
call
so
him
I'm
first.
staying away from the bit. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
Chuck said, I'll call him the first one.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I said first number 2.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1.5.
So it's he's doing that. And so he was bummed for a little while, but now he's fine because like one of his best pals is Monkey One.
That's cool.
And I'm just like, stab him in the back, Black Swan this motherfucker,
Yes.
Black Swan this boy.
Yep.
This is his first one?
What's that?
First play.
Yeah.
I think that when you do this, don't you start out smaller in terms of roles and work your way up?
Well, it's tough because it's like they're all from the same grade, so it's essentially all of them. It's their first.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a 5th grade play. There's like 3 girls that are the witch.
Yep.
Come on,
Oh,
we're
I
not
see.
going for realism here.
Yeah.
When is said play?
Tomorrow.
Wow.
That's why I'm talking about it today.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's the weird thing too. It's tomorrow and the next night, and I'm like, we gotta go to both.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm already like, okay, I got to go through this whole 5th grade play of The Wizard of Oz for the 2 minutes that my kid comes out as Flying Monkey number 2.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be proud of him and I'm happy and that's really exciting for him.
Yeah.
And then once that's done, I don't want to do it again where I have to go through 90 minutes for the 2 minutes where I'm like, there's my boy.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I know, I say it sounds shitty, but there is an element of it.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Do you think if you were in the audience and they were like, listen, Dorothy is sick. Is there anyone here who would want to take over it? Your hand would shoot up. I know you. I know you would.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It would. You would get right in there.
Okay, this is a little bit of projection.
Yeah, that's
No, you would
all
be
projection.
Yeah.
You would be in there. I know
right.
you would.
You know
I
what?
love you.
I'll say this. I've watched Ray act. He'd be a great Dorothy in a 5th grade play.
That's what he thinks,
that's
too.
your range.
Well, a lot of people do call me a friend of Dorothy.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
Interesting.
nice reference.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it is interesting because I'm happy that he's doing this and I'm excited for him.
Yes.
We've talked a lot about it. We've talked about what it feels like on stage and things like that. But yeah, Flying Monkey number 2.
Yep.
I'm rooting for him. I really am.
I had a similar role in my first play. I don't know what it was called. You might know it. It's about a bird society, and there's all birds, and they're all different. Like one's a king, one's a bad guy. It's all birds.
I don't know.
I don't
All
know
right.
what that is.
It's not the birds.
No, it's probably not Alfred Hitchcock's The Bird.
Yeah. There was no king bird in the bird.
I suspect it is also not Bye Bye Birdie.
No.
Although I've
there was
never
only
seen
one,
it.
and it wasn't
Yeah.
an actual bird.
All right.
So I was in that play.
Okay.
And I was cast as one of the like background birds. Very
Okay.
similar. It was a really similar role.
Yeah.
Where I'm in a bunch of scenes, but I don't really have any speaking lines. And I'm kind of like, oh god.
And you're
you know?
trying to like slightly like insert yourself into it, right? Wow,
Yeah.
who's that bird reacting really big in the back? Like every line, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to be quiet, but
yeah.
you're going, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Mrs. Betts, what if one bird had like a big hat?
All right, so my bird character, I was thinking, and it's like 2 of the classes are
Yeah.
taken up with like, but what would see? It doesn't make sense because my bird, I think he would stop this from happening.
I think my bird would, you see Jen Visalewski over there? I think my bird and her bird,
Yep.
would bump cloacas.
Yeah. I think my bird would have stopped 9/11
Yeah.
if my bird was on that plane.
Absolutely.
It might have been 2001.
Wow.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. And
Interesting.
there was that
Worst thing
really
to happen that
sad
year.
intermission during the play.
Yeah.
The teacher came out and was like, we're so sorry. And there were a lot of people going, is this part of it?
They wheeled out that TV.
Yeah,
It was tiny.
Yeah. And you're all pissed because you're like, well, what is my bird going to do with this? How does my bird react to national tragedy?
That's funny.
No, it is. It is a fun thing. So you did a school play. Was that the only one you did?
I believe it was. It's tough to remember. I was really part of that theater department, and we had like a bunch of classes. So I would take actual theater, and then theater 2, theater 3. But I was in
What age is this?
high school.
Okay.
So starting probably freshman year. And then I also was in tech theater, but it was really more because it was all the same kids and we were all hanging out.
Yeah.
So it was like we had obviously the whole school and all the classrooms. Then you did all the theater stuff in the theater, and it felt way more free and fun and open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a fun time.
And you said you really liked the physical work stuff that you guys did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot
The
of-
mirroring got gross.
Yep.
Real quick.
Well, I remember we were doing like a Nazi. There's a couple of Nazi things, like Sound of Music has a lot of Nazis in them, right?
Sure does.
It does.
There's
yeah.
a couple, and we were
I
doing
don't know
it.
that I'd phrase it as we did a couple Nazi things.
Yeah. Jesus.
What was funny is I was
We
like,
annexed Poland for a little while as the drama club.
this is true. Like I'm goose stepping on stage. Remember that?
Another bird.
Yeah.
You played another bird.
But I kicked a girl in the hand and she cried. I
Oh.
was really, really not even
Really into your role. Or-
I was just really goose stepping tough and hard, you know?
Yes, of course.
You guys have done this.
What was the girl playing? I don't know. Something she was writing in a diary
Yep.
a lot.
She wasn't in the play. I think she was like
My
doing
writing
stage
hand.
direction. You know what I mean?
It was a stage direction person.
She wasn't in the play. I don't know what she was
Were
doing
you
there.
blindfolded when you were goose stepping?
It's just you don't realize how much you extend.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, not in that bird costume. The feathers, the wings had so much length.
Feathers are in my eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
It's called wing space.
Yeah, it was fun. The theater,
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun, and then it was even a thing where when I had a free period, I would go hang out in the theater with all the theater kids. So
Yeah.
it was more like a hang than anything else.
Yeah, I think it becomes like high school is different.
Yeah.
High school is like it, where your cliques are forming, where social groups are pooling together, right?
Yeah.
Like amoeba all finding each other and becoming a bacterial ooze, which
Yeah.
is often teenage
Right.
life. It's
Yep.
just
Yeah.
bacterial
Ooze.
ooze.
A lot of
Yeah,
ooze.
There's so much ooze.
Too
Yeah,
much.
there's a lot of
Too
ooze.
much ooze, I'd say.
Yeah, the teens are the ooze years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I was not in drama in high school. As I said earlier in the episode, I dropped out. But high school drama dropout. Ooh.
Now that's
I got to
a good
write
one.
a teen book.
Yeah. ChatGPT.
And then they were vampires.
ChatGPT, make this LGBT, right?
Yeah.
Like just do something with that,
Right.
and then I'm gonna get a deal.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great.
I was hoping you'd write one paragraph and put it in and be like, make this 250 pages long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and do a make me finding my sexuality somewhere in here, right? Like
Yeah, yeah. Gay, straight, I don't care.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Why just those two?
Yeah, right.
Make it be something new.
Yeah.
Find a new letter. Find a new letter.
Create a new letter.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't even look right. You're
No.
like, I don't know what that symbol is.
Gives me a headache.
Just looking at it hurts.
It's a dollar sign.
Yes.
Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah. That could be the gender identity of
Yep.
the British OnlyFans gal,
There
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
that's nice.
Yeah.
right?
It's very
Yeah.
nice.
Because I think with the amount of things that have happened, I don't know if you could really say that her genitals are like
Yeah.
typical of any sex.
That's true.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It like imagine. How do I put this? You know, a road where you drive and it's soap full of potholes.
Yeah.
You get mad at the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Oh, that's
That
great.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Like you're there and you're like, well, somebody's got to fix this.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and am I going to have to do it?
Yeah,
It's that kind of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to.
Right.
Yeah, I was in middle school theater. I did 1 year of it. Probably around the same time as Finn is doing this. Finn is in 5th grade.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think this was like 6th grade, maybe. I remember it was the first year that it was like available to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I loved it. I had a lot of fun doing it. I was on stage. I had 3 parts for this production. So there was like the main play that they did, and then there was like a short 1 act before it.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like a short play and then 2 short act play.
Do you think they did it to work in more kids?
I think this was just what they were doing. Like the first one was like a message play.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the next one was more just entertaining.
Right.
I remember.
Right.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was basically Happy Days.
All right.
Like the first one, like, or the main one.
Yep.
It was like Happy Days. Like you had a character who's like, oh boy, I'm in school in the 50s.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was that.
Yeah.
And I think it was for the parents.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, this is fun. The first, so in that I had 2 parts.
Okay.
I was the baseball coach, and I had lines.
Right.
And it was all comedy.
Yes.
So even back then, I was like, I know this and I like it. And
Yeah.
I really did like take to, I get to be a character and I
Right.
get to play this thing.
Yeah.
And it was just a guy who's like, I don't care what they say. If you get hit by the ball, get hit by the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of guy.
Yeah.
That was fun. And then I was also the assistant principal. I had no lines. I come out in basically like a death cloak with a paddle.
Cute.
Because it's like the 50s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and it got a big laugh.
Where's
Yep.
the paddle? I don't get it.
Because they used to fucking paddle kids.
Oh, I see. I get it.
Yeah. Did you
Punishment.
picture like an oar?
No, because you said death cloak, and so I thought it was
Yeah.
instead of a.
A scythe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I came out kind of like whacking the paddle on my
Yeah.
hand, like
Yeah.
I'm
More of an
gonna.
authoritarian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like having it be in this death cloak
Right.
is like over the top, right?
Yeah.
And all the parents laughed, and there is an oddity to the idea of like being in a school. And then all of the adults going, when we'd hit them with wood.
Yeah.
Right? It's weird. That is a weird thing
yeah.
of like, remember that?
Yeah.
Remember when an adult that you didn't have any relation to would beat you?
Yep.
That's delightful.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Oh, doodle-doodle-doodle,
Yeah.
doodle-doodle.
Wham, wham, wham.
Screaming and crying. My coccyx!
Yeah.
I wish I knew her name, but then the British OnlyFans girl is there, and she's like, "It's a living."
It's alliterative, right? Like
It has to
Bonnie,
be.
Bonnie,
Like Bonnie Butt stuff or something like that.
I
don't
like
know.
Bonnie Butt stuff.
I know you do. You're like, what is this? What? I tuned out for the middle school stuff. What is this?
Yeah.
But the first part of the play, with the opening like message,
Yeah.
one act, it was so on the nose. It's ridiculous. The plot of it was there were two groups of kids, and they were different little like groups, right? Like
Yeah.
tribes or whatever. And they had all of these big cardboard bricks, and they're building a wall between them.
Oh no!
Yeah, and it's what's going on that side. I bet they're plotting against us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should kill them and attack them and dare. You know, very Israel-Palestine. Oh, right? And I was cast as like I think he was called the recorder.
Okay.
And this character just sits in front of where the wall is and is writing what is happening and
Yeah.
narrating the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then once they attack each other and kill each other, all the kids are laying on the stage. That's when the recorder, he throws down his quill and his parchment.
Yeah.
And he makes a big soliloquy of,
Yeah.
of how this is wrong and bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And storms off stage.
Wow.
And that was the role that I was given. And I remember being like really, I was scared at first because it's the beginning of the whole theater night.
Right.
That's the first play. And my character comes walking out alone with
Right.
no one
Yeah.
and nothing on stage, and then sits down dead center front of the stage and begins narrating and writing. Then kids come walking in. It was terrifying.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like,
Are
hey,
you kidding me?
Yeah, you're in 6th grade. It's the first time you're doing this thing. You go out by yourself.
Yeah.
And you start the whole fucking thing.
Yep.
And it was really scary, but it was fun, and I got to cheat a little because I was writing.
Oh, you had the
stuff.
lines.
Yep.
I could have all the narration. It was only fair
Yeah.
because this guy had to narrate the entire
Yeah.
one act.
No, of course.
I can't memorize all that. I'm in 6th grade.
Right.
But I did have to memorize the big message
Right.
monologue at the end
Yeah.
where I throw down the parchment and say, no more to
Yep.
this. Right? Let's all get along.
Yeah.
You know?
If I was the kid that had to start, because what happens is, I'm sure you're backstage in Gorilla. That's a wrestling term. And
I thought you were talking about my son's flying monkey.
Yeah.
no, but someone
Soaring
goes,
gorilla.
some teacher goes
Copyright.
like this. Okay, go ahead.
Sure,
Right?
yeah,
That
yeah,
happens, and then you're gonna go, oh, okay, and you start walking. I feel like I would stumble. I just feel like
Oh,
something
sure.
would be from going backstage where no one sees you to immediately everyone sees you. It makes you like even second guess the way that you move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was standing backstage behind the curtain, and I think the way they did it for that one, I didn't come in from stage left or right. I came in from the back curtain
Wow.
to walk up to the stage.
Yeah.
because they wanted to set the scene.
Right.
So it's me in a suit, a sixth grader, a sixth grade fat boy.
Adorable.
In a suit.
Yep.
Right. I have a top hat.
Yeah.
Even more adorable.
And I have my big binder parchment thing.
Yep.
And a big feather quill that's over
Yep.
the top. And then I walk out and I sit down on the chair that is just dead front of the stage center, not center of stage. You know what I mean? And and it was like curtain up, and then the drama teacher is like, go. You know, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It was terrifying, but the scare went away really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was just happy to be in the thing and excited about it.
Yeah.
But the whole time I'm doing all the narration, I'm only thinking about the monologue because I'm like, that's the part I had to memorize.
Yeah.
And it worked out great. It was a lot of fun. You know, come off stage, do a change into the next thing, and I got to be 2 funny things after that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like I got a lot out of it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it was definitely like of its time for sure.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I did that, and that's why I really do have a firm feeling of like, you know, we need to just get rid of this like useless hate that we all have.
Wow.
And like come together.
Wow.
We need to break down these cardboard walls that we've put up.
It won't be difficult.
Right. And
They're just cardboard.
it's just, guys, it's not even there. It's the real wall. It's in our hearts, right? And that's why I was so upset when Donald Trump was running on Build That Wall.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I fixed this already.
Right. Sixth grade Ray fixed this.
I did an important play.
Yeah.
I fixed this. I put the message out there.
Yeah. Right. You're helping. I agree.
I have many performance things
This-
that are
this is
all
what I'm so
plugged into my
excited
head.
for, yeah,
The
'cause we have
idea
all kinda hit it.
Of the wall in 6th grade, like the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade choirs came together and we sang From a Distance, the Bette Midler song.
From a distance.
Yeah.
So we performed it, we sang it, and somebody videotaped it, and our choir teacher was like, you know what? Like, this was beautiful and moving and powerful. I'm going to send a copy of the tape to Mikhail Gorbachev, who at the time was in charge of the USSR. And shortly after, the USSR dissolved into independent countries. Now, is it because of the Kaler Middle School Colts?
No.
Yes. No. But no, my play history
Was Putin there? Did he see it?
No. This was
he was
pre-Putin.
Oh, he was just a young man in the KGB at that time.
Yes.
That is true. That's not. I'm not throwing that
I
out
figured.
because it's a Russian thing.
Yeah.
I figured that.
Yeah.
3rd grade, I played the song Pat a Pan in our school Christmas play.
What's patapan?
Don't
What do you
know.
mean play?
Sounds racist.
Is it
Like
piano?
on a piano, yeah.
That sounds racist. Doesn't patapan sound racist?
I mean,
Get those patapans out of our neighborhood.
Yeah. Typical patapan behavior. That's like
yeah. I didn't write the song. I just read the music and struck the keys.
You read the music and you struck keys?
Yeah.
I didn't know that he could do that.
I mean,
Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
You hit her.
Oh yeah.
You hit her.
Yeah, real. Before Chris Brown, I don't know.
This
I
boy is a monster.
I took piano lessons, and I could play the piano at the time. I no longer can. I'm no longer capable of striking keys. But yeah, I played the piano in the 3rd grade play. 4th grade, we did for Indiana History Month. It was our, 4th grade is our Indiana history year where we learn about this history of the state and the state bird's a cardinal, all that. And so we did a play, and it was, different sketches. This is George Rogers Clark leading the Battle of Tippecanoe or whatever.
So this is kind of the classic, like the founders of the town play in most sitcoms, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's
we
fucking
do
great.
that,
I love
and we're in different sketches, whatever. And then there was one sketch because we were learning German in that class, and so they're like, we're going to do one sketch in German.
Oh God.
And I'm like, I did it. I was the #1 German
You were
student in the class.
goose-stepping as well.
Yes, I didn't kick anybody in the hand.
Okay.
But no, I
sent them to chambers.
Yes, thinking about it now, I'm like, that was the least pressure of any of the sketches we did or skits we did, because no one's going to know if I mess up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like, I have to do this perfect.
Of course
Like there's the front, like the curtains open and the entire front row dressed in lederhosen.
Yes, yes.
Their arms are crossed
Yeah.
and
That's
they
what I
are
was
just waiting. Yeah.
I was Herr Mueller, and Katie Davies was Frau Mueller, my stage wife.
There you go.
And that, like the little Chuck on my shoulder was like, say that you need a love scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm in 4th grade. I don't understand any of this. And Chuck's like, I'm 6 years younger than you, and I understand this. And I'm like, well, how did you get on my shoulder?
Can we get an intimacy coordinator for this scene, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in 5th grade, I think I've talked about this before on the podcast. There was like the grammar pirate play where
No, you did not talk about this.
the
Is this them trying to not say
Nope.
grammar Nazi?
no, this was
That's like the PETA change the,
two birds with one scone.
Two birds with one
Yeah.
scone is you're not a grammar Nazi, you're a grammar pirate. R.
This was definitely set on the high seas on a pirate ship, whatever. Kevin Horsky played, I think it was Captain Colon, like Colon.
Oh no. Oh no.
And
This is like a Bob's Burgers goof.
he would like chastise people who made grammatical errors or spelled things wrong. And I was the helmsman. I was deaf. But then we learn, 3rd act twist. I'm not deaf, and I've heard all of Captain Colon's grammar mistakes, and I call him out, and we all yell at him and probably make him walk the plank. I don't remember the play. But here's the thing. I've never been able to find, like, the text of this play.
No, because it's an insane made-up thing
And
from one of your teachers.
Right, and I'm like, Captain Colon grammar pirate, and it's like,
Do you know that teacher wrote that, filmed it, and they were like, this is essentially my pitch for a TV show,
Yeah.
for a children's television
Yeah.
show. I need to get this to Boston,
Yep.
where they do all the PBS shows.
Yes.
Because once this hits Zoom, no one's going to know what hit them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry for not being better, Mrs. Betts, and getting you to PBS.
Can I ask you a question?
And
about
sorry to Jessica Hasselbring, whose dad loaned a spyglass to the presentation, and I dramatically shut it, and I broke that thing.
Oh, no.
Fuck that. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
Just
That was my grandfather.
Yeah.
So what I'm collecting from this is Captain Colon
Yep.
corrects everybody the whole time.
Yep.
But then if the grammar pirate calls him out at the end, so he's also been making grammatical errors as
Yeah.
he corrected people?
Yeah, I think
right?
so. It was
Yeah.
something like that. I was
That's kinda
definitely,
strange.
I was definitely like, you've been doing this. Spell whatever word, through or.
Are you sure
tough
this
or-
wasn't a wet dream you had?
I am very certain.
Okay.
It was dry as a bone.
I'm learning that like some of the background that goes into building a brat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that
It's
what
like
a
making a
weird
murderer.
pedantic play.
Yeah.
Where it's like, was it called like who can be the most anal?
No, again, it was something like Captain Colon, similar to anal,
Yeah.
and the grammar pirate, something along those
Oh,
lines.
the British OnlyFans galaxy's like, that's a great
Yeah,
name.
I'm still like to this day. I'm like, maybe I should ask
Colon
ChatGPT.
S.
Find me the play where the helmsman pretends to be deaf but is not actually deaf, and there's a captain and there's grammar. Like
It's not going to be there.
it is.
A teacher wrote this.
It is. It was like what I remember from the script was like it was photocopied from a book, and so it was
okay.
published somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
There were a lot of those plays that only exist in that
Yeah.
school play world.
Yeah.
I think so.
Like the two that I did for that thing where it's
Right.
like, the others and doing the thing there. And then that Happy Days ripoff. It's like these only live for schools.
And I bet, you know what? I bet there's multiple versions of each one that's like, here's one that's 90, here's one that's 75, here's one that's 60.
Yeah.
And they have them so that they could fit into whatever.
Because you have
Yeah.
to do it for the level that those kids are.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Although, I mean, it's already been done, but like, I would love to see a kid production of Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I would love to
Yeah.
see that. The Alec Baldwin monologue scene.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
want to see like a kid. I want to see my son in a sharkskin suit
Yeah.
with brass balls going,
Yeah.
you know what these are? Like, I want, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Halloween this year. You mentioned memorization, and that brought back 8th grade graduation. I was co-valedictorians with Erica Kaufman. She's a doctor. She's
You tried to have her
brilliant.
killed when this happened?
I-
So you could have it for
Yes.
yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where they got the idea for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes. So we have our speech for graduation written on note cards.
Mm-hmm.
Every word is written out. Salutatorian, John.
Man, you've been saying full legal names a
Yeah,
lot in
right.
this.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna-
this is one of his brags.
Yeah.
This is one of his humble brags.
It's-
That he remembers all the names?
It's
Are you kidding me?
It's not intentional. It's just how my brain works.
Well, to be fair, like young school, even all the way through high school, I think it's a common thing
Yeah.
where you say full names for other kids.
It depends on their names. If it's one syllable, I say yes for sure.
Yeah.
Kyle Hicks.
Yeah, there was a thing I remember in school where it was just, and I've seen it in like comedy versions where
Yeah.
somebody's doing a thing from back in the day and they say every kid's like full
Yeah.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is definitely a thing.
I think it's definitely rhythmic.
yeah.
Yeah, but he kept it. Brad
Yeah.
was like, no, I'm locked in. This is what I do now.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He
Captain Colin.
memorized his speech and like definitely I was like, oh, these are my note cards for the speech. And he's like, I memorized mine and was kind of smug about it.
Yeah, that's not cool because he's a rung below you.
So he got up to give his speech, like welcoming all the parents and everyone to 8th grade graduation.
Mm-hmm.
Blanked.
Yeah. Look at the.
Wow, he froze?
Do you see the joy on your face?
30
when you
to
did it?
45 seconds
Yeah.
of awkward silence.
You're so happy right now.
Well,
you're so
I'll say,
happy.
I would have felt terrible if he hadn't been like, I memorized mine. I felt bad for him.
I just had a flash, genuinely, of talking to, like, when you did that. I was back at my grandma's house, like, listening to my family talk because it was my mother, my grandmother, and my great grandmother, and like, genuinely, what you just did was something they would do. Like, you even lowered your voice a little when you said it, and that was snarky. That was a very
Yeah.
snarky joy that you had.
It's weird because I haven't thought about it in ages, but just
Yeah.
the smugness versus it's a YouTube video of watch a cocky fighter get knocked out.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Except the 8th grade nerd version of it.
I love that. I do love that.
But you're going to see your sons play tomorrow.
yeah,
I went to see my nephew's play. He is around that age. Went to see
Look at
it
this.
a couple months ago, and what a unique experience! It's set up in the cafetorium. Not a room designed for acoustics.
Isn't that where one of the big fights happened in Mad Max?
Yes.
Welcome to the cafetorium.
Welcome to the cafetorium.
Yeah, they're all wearing trays as shields.
So we get there. We're sitting, very, very near, like 3 rows from the back of this super long, kind of narrow
Well,
room.
that's where the acoustics are best.
Yes.
They were not, or they might have been, and the acoustics was terrible.
It was not ideal.
Yeah, it was not ideal.
Nor was the play. That was
No.
that was your 2-word review
no.
of the play. Not ideal.
Well, it's supposed to start, and like a kid comes out, and the conceit is that it starts with a talk show and this and that, and like the kid's he's gesturing, and
They did Jerry Springer the musical?
I can't hear a word, and I'm like, what's going on, Jerry Springer?
Yeah.
And then the curtain closes again. I'm like, wow, what a little amuse-bouche to get us all ready for this great middle school play. And a teacher comes out and she says, hey, we're having some problems with the sound system. We're going to get it fixed. But for now, just bear with us. And if not, the principal said he'll come up here and he'll tell some dad jokes. And everyone's like, oh. And probably 10 or 15 minutes later.
And then he comes out and he just does Bill Cosby jokes. And he's like, from the dad book.
Yes.
Right? Everybody's like, boo.
Yes. 15 minutes later, the principal comes up. He's like, all right, we're still working on it. It's a problem with like the wireless access point because our soundboard is an iPad and it's not connecting to anything. And that has all of our sound effects and all our volume controls and all this. And I'm like, okay. He's like, we're going to, we have somebody coming in to see if they can fix it. We're going to open up all the stuff we would open up at intermission. Concession stands do this. And, we'll just have a shorter intermission later. And again, my nephew is like Soldier 2 with a brief scene. 45 minutes go by. So now we're an hour past the what time it's supposed to start, and the director teacher comes out and she says, "Hey, the kids are real troopers. They're going to try their best. We don't have sound. We don't have sound cues, but they're going to try. Give it up for those kids." And so, of course, we're like, "Yeah, all right, go, kid." Can't hear anything. Can't understand anything.
Yeah.
So it's you talked about they have 3 girls playing Dorothy or whatever.
Yeah.
This was like
I know the witch.
Yeah. They have 2 main characters and they change at intermission so that you can cast 4 people in 2 roles. Not a lot of thought of continuity between the first and second act. Fine. They go through and the kids in the program are listed in order of appearance. And so I'm like, okay, like he should be coming out around now. And then somebody after him comes out. I'm like, did they cut his scene? And I was furious because I'm like, I'm just there.
Stage mom comes
just
out.
One
Brad,
little video. I stormed the stage. I'm punching kids. I'm goose stepping into their hands.
Yep.
But then he did.
This is why you need the recorder to come out and be like, this must stop.
He came out. He delivered his line, and it's shouted, so the whole audience can hear it, and so they can react to it. And so I was like, wow, he got a good reaction. I was so proud of him.
Yeah.
And he comes out later. He does his thing, whatever, and. Just sat through the rest of the play because he's only in this tiny bit.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I know. Like you're scaring me for what this is going to be.
If there were no technical errors, it would have been fine. Just a cute thing.
Yeah.
But with the extra hour beforehand, and then it was like, the kids came out at the end, and I'm like, oh, let me just get a hug, and then we'll get out of here. And they're like, oh, we needed pictures and all these things.
Yeah.
But and also during the first act, somebody probably 10 rows in front of us, we see like the people stand up and like giving someone space, and somebody like, a nurse type person comes over and checks on them. They run back, get somebody else. They come up. The principal comes up with a wheelchair. They wheel a lady out. Then
and you're nudging your family. You're like, this is all part of it.
Yes.
It's just like the play that goes wrong. This is all going to come back
going
up.
wrong. There's a janitor mopping where this woman was sitting.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
this is definitely coming back.
Yeah. And then my dad's like, do you think we should go help? I'm like, there are literally 3 school administrators dealing with it right now.
Yeah.
The worst thing we can do is offer to go help when we have no experience in this situation.
And that's when your dad like pulls out a card from his wallet and he goes, Bradley, I'm a certified 4th responder.
Yes.
I come up and check and make sure is everything fine? Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of let people know they're taking care of it.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It was a night, and I at some point I leaned over to my mom on another Chuck Statenism. At some point, this is all just going to be a story we tell.
Oh yeah.
Like
that's the way you
right
go.
now it stinks, but at tomorrow it'll be hilarious.
That's what I said when I lost my virginity.
Yes, it's going to be a story
Don't
we tell.
worry. This is going to be.
Just a story you tell.
Oh no, you'll never tell any stories. No, it is a thing.
It was a brutal evening.
Yeah, there is a part of me when you tell me about like somebody having a medical event.
Yep.
Where like as a stand-up, there's been moments.
Yep.
I remember doing a show with Doug Key, friend of the show, guest of the show.
Yep.
And a man had a cardiac event while I'm performing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And oh god, I think that same exact sentence has been said by that British OnlyFans gal. I really wish I remembered her name. Anyway, Captain Colon S. And so I'm standing there like, what should I do? Right? And I look at Doug, and Doug just goes like this, like, keep going, don't worry about it. And then I think at some point he did come up and be like, everything's gonna be fine, everything's fine. And then like that. And then we had to pause for a moment.
Yep.
So the paramedics could put him on the stretcher and take him out of there.
Yeah.
And I'm just standing in the performance spot, like, here we go, right? And then he's gone, and then Doug's like, yeah, we're good. Go ahead. And then I finished my set. It was something. It was
tough, man.
Yeah.
I like 4th responder. I think that's a very funny concept.
Yeah, it is a fun one. Yeah, the play's happening. I do have a bit I'm working on for it, so I don't want to get bitty on this, but there is a feeling. You mentioned the fact that like your nephew, same thing, like a line or two, right? And I'm gonna have to sit through this whole thing, And as a performer myself, right, somebody whose job is like, I pay my bills by standing on stage and talking to people.
Yep.
And there's an element of this where I'm like, now I finally know how a drunk stepdad feels at a little league game. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm at that, right? Like, this is all wrong.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is all wrong.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
fucked this up. Hey, Mrs. K, you fucked this up.
Hey, the blocking.
You know? Yeah, you've got the neurodivergent boy playing the scarecrow.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on. This is, they need to emote.
Yeah.
This isn't Mammoth. You know? Yeah, there is a feeling of that
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah, I have a medical emergency during a live thing. I don't know if it's emergency, but and I hope I haven't told the story in the podcast. We were doing a sketch show in Newport for a while, and not for a while, but like for a whole weekend of shows. And so we wrote all these sketches, we practiced them, we're rehearsing all week, and one of the sketches revolves around, it was me and my old buddy, and it revolved around him playing guitar and us telling this story. And we're both on stage together. And someone throughout the show keeps going, fuck, like that in between like jokes and stuff like that. And it's obviously ruining the rhythm of everything we're doing. And when we came out for that, it was kind of like you have a second of silence, then we're setting up a thing.
Yeah.
And so in that moment of silence, my friend said, he goes, whoever keeps screaming fuck, if you don't stop, we're going to beat the piss and the shit and probably cum out of you. And I went, it's that guy right there. And I pointed at the guy. And it was like a call out, right?
This is aggressive.
Yes, it was.
And after the show, a woman came up to me. And it was actually the girl that I dated in kindergarten that I talked about before.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And she was like, hey, like, I'm really sorry. We should have thought about this before we came. This guy I'm dating has Tourette's. And I was like, and it's weird because if you know Tourette's, it's not that classic swear thing. That's like 10% of people that have Tourette's.
Yeah, well,
for a lot of
there's
people, it's like tics.
Tourette's is a spectrum
Right.
thing,
Exactly.
for sure.
Exactly. So it's not like, the movie version of it in 1997 is not 100% accurate.
Yeah. Right.
Deuce Bigelow is what I'm thinking of. But we felt so fucking bad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It is also a weird thing to take someone to a show that would yell out stuff, though.
It's happened to me at shows.
Really?
There have been people with Tourette's, or sometimes someone brings someone who is mentally challenged, and
they make sounds.
Yeah, and there's stuff that happens, and the hard part is the moment where you suss it out.
Yep.
Where I'm on stage doing a bit or whatever, and it's like the beginning of my set, and there's been a couple of things here and there with like the opening comedians or something like that. And you're like, okay, either that person's a problem or they have a genuine issue.
Yeah. Right.
And how do we play this thing? And I just try and be as mindful and careful of it as
Yeah.
possible. Like I remember when I was first starting out, I had a bit that was like the crux of it was making fun of people who were fighting against the idea of not calling things gay anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had the R word in it
Yep.
to make the point.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
And I'm doing this bit, and I look out in the crowd, and there's this woman doing like the hand across the neck, like cut it,
Right.
cut. Not the threatening finger across
Right.
the neck, the hand going, no,
Yeah.
no, stop. And then she points, and next to her is a man who's mentally challenged.
Yeah.
And it's
Did she
very
know
visibly.
your bit? Is that why?
I was saying it in
Oh,
the bit. Yeah.
you're in the middle
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah. And I'm like, and I'm processing while I'm talking and processing this information, which at that time was like, I got to hit this punch so it's clear where I'm coming from.
Right.
Oh my
And
God.
since then, I've learned how to do that stuff more carefully where it's put in front,
Right.
not at the back. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was a nightmare where I'm like, in my brain, record scratch, I'm having a stroke where
Yep.
I'm like, do I keep going? What am I doing? And it just felt weird. I didn't like, if you have a problem with it, let me know later,
Right.
or at least hear what I'm about to say
Right.
to see
Yeah.
if you have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Not in the middle of the bit to go, hey, there's one right here.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yep.
That's a weird thing to do. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's been Tourette stuff, talking to people in the crowd,
Yeah.
and then finding out they have like a speech issue or something
Right.
like that. I hate when a comic will then go at that.
Right.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's a piece of shit move.
That's
it really
crazy.
is. Often I just ignore
Yeah,
it.
no,
You know,
that's-
whatever, we're
that's what
done.
you're supposed to do, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just wild when that kind of stuff happens. So I'm gonna get drunk before the play.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna get kicked out.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
be banned.
Yeah. Well, which means you only have to go once.
That's right. Tomorrow
If
night.
if you get kicked out of night 1,
Yeah.
you can't go back for night 2.
Well, here's-
Although the idea of you trying to sneak back into night 2 with
That's
like,
fun.
Then I would do it for the bit.
Yeah.
But also because I know I don't have to sit through all of it.
Yep.
Because they're gonna find me.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's true.
Yeah. I'm in a trench coat.
yep.
You know what I mean? I'm dressed up like Dorothy.
I was
trying to get in
thinking
there.
one of the monkeys.
Who are you? Monkey 3?
Yeah.
And they're counting them.
Yeah. He goes ee. He goes ooh. I go ah.
You're like, watch.
Yeah. And then they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, if you kick me out of here, the whole play's ruined. You can't do this play with an ee and an ooh and not have an ah.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Who are you? I'm the one that throws this shit.
Yes.
Watch.
And the guy goes, they all throw their shit.
That's why I have like the button flaps on the back
Yeah.
of the costume.
Yeah.
But it is. I'm excited to see this. I'm excited for
Yeah.
Finn to have the experience.
Of course.
Because my thinking of this, like as a parent, is not every kid is going to be into the arts
Right.
or want to do that stuff. I get that. As somebody who is a performer, it does bum me out a little bit that my own child would not be into it, not
Yeah.
be passionate about it.
Yeah.
I get it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
That's fine. But I'm excited for him to at least have one experience of it.
Yeah.
Because what I was saying was like, you have to have one experience of being on the stage
Yeah.
and saying some lines.
Right.
Just to know that this thing. What if you find something that you love in
Right.
there,
Yeah, I think it's good when kids are like young like that. I think it's
Yeah.
great when it's like play basketball, play baseball,
Yeah.
do this, and
Yeah.
just have fun.
Right.
I mean, the one thing that's difficult is getting them to the point where it's like, if you lose this game, it's no big deal, and you're not going to care
Yeah.
in a couple years.
I'm not there yet.
You know what I
Who
mean?
says that though?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
Chuck's-
The losers, right?
Chuck
say that?
says it when we're playing Cuphead together.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
thought he said it when he was making love.
Yes.
No, but losers say that, right? Because I never say that to my son.
No?
I always tell him like, if he loses, like it's bad, and you're less of a person. And I love
yeah,
you less.
that's the way to go. Yeah.
And I have a little tally thing. It's like a reverse. You know the thermometer for donations
Uh-huh.
for charity.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have that thermometer, but it says "Dad's love,"
Yeah.
and then I'll look at him with like a disappointed slight shake to my head, like tisk tisk, and I'll remove one of the red stripes.
Yeah.
You know,
And at
That's
the
an
very
important
bottom
part.
is, I'm going to go out for cigarettes and I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you reach it. Yeah.
No, at the bottom it just says, "I have become my own father."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really where it is. This is all a joke, by the way, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, current American culture. So there's so much, especially high school. There's so much focus on sports, high school sports. Like that's why schools start at 7:30 and end at 2. It's so you can have practice and travel to
Yeah,
games and all
yeah.
this. Even though like a high school like age person, like their body works best
Right,
between like
biologically.
11 and 7, whatever.
Yeah.
But being in a play, or a band, like being a part of a group that is trying to achieve a goal is the same, whether you're playing baseball or whether you're in Wizard of Oz. So
or Nazi, or
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah, whether you're goose stepping and kicking.
because it's a group trying to accomplish a thing.
a group
Yeah.
trying to accomplish a thing.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree.
that's my I don't have any kids parenting advice. Let your
Yeah.
kid be a part of a group that accomplishes a thing. If it's a sport,
Yeah.
great. If it's a play, great. If it's a concert, great. If it's the Funbearable fan club, even better.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be listening.
No, they should.
No, they should be in the fan club. You don't have to listen to be in the
Yeah.
fan club. Just send
Oh,
us.
that's fair. Yeah.
Wait, I thought you were making edited versions of every episode.
Yes.
For the kids?
Yes.
Oh, was I?
I
I
thought it
was on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought-
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll get. I
Yeah.
have a backlog. We got to wrap this up because I need to go do that then.
Hey, Tim, did you hear the new Funbearable? It's 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those guys always go long. You know? I liked the episode where I can't remember what happened, but then Chuck went, "I'm gonna," and then it was over.
Well, yeah, Chuck going, I'm going to, and then it's over.
Oh, that's fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the play goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 1 for Finn, number 2 for you.
Sure.
Number
Yeah.
number 3 for Kalina.
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
yeah,
it'll be
it'll be-
it'll be very fun. It'll be a cute thing. There is deep down a little bit of me that is just like, come on, man, like just be like the Tin Man or something. You know what I mean? Give me some more meat to hold on to watching this thing.
Yeah.
You know?
So my niece is 9, and she's doing a play, and my brother's family reached out, and they were like, "Can you come to this?" And I didn't know I'd be here, so I said no at the time. I wish I went. It was this weekend. You have to get tickets way ahead. You know how there's that thing with like kids plays where it's like, oh, if you don't get a ticket early, you're not
Yeah.
going.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
insane.
Ticketmaster's a nightmare with the kid
StubHub.
plays.
So many fees.
Yeah.
So my niece, who's 9, got in Aladdin. She got the part of the genie.
Wow.
Which is such a crazy role. I wish I saw her do that because it's got to be so animated and so nuts. You know what I mean?
Did she blew up?
She has a blue. I saw pictures, and I think she has like a blue hat and stuff like that.
She's not blue?
I don't know. I don't know if.
See, this is the problem with these fucking productions.
So they didn't want to do Blueface.
It's who cares? You know what I mean? It's
genies.
2025. We're past it.
Wow.
Jeans.
We are past blue. You know what? Blew up. Do it up.
Blue Man Group will sue.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
No, that if you have a marshmallow, they'll sue.
Yeah.
Or if you whack a paddle on a tube. If you do a
Don't you
paddle
dare.
whack, yeah,
Don't you
don't you know, then you're done.
Yeah, that's funny. No, yeah. So I wish I saw it. She's hilarious, and she's kind of a big like, hey, like that's how she is.
Yeah.
So I wish I.
Do you think she went more Robin Williams genie or Will Smith genie?
You know, I heard. I didn't see it. I'm not really a huge fan of the Disney live action.
No,
remake.
it's dumb.
But I heard he was pretty good as the genie.
Okay.
Will Smith. I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, when they do a play that's like based on the original story, I don't know how close that genie role is to that Robin Williams
Yeah.
No,
iconic
of course,
role.
of
You know what I
course,
mean?
yeah.
So who knows if it's like a little bit less funny and
Yeah.
fun? I don't know. But
Yeah.
no, I wish I saw it, man. She's funny.
You
But
know
it's
what?
Cool, it's cool
Let's-
that she got that.
Let's make a Funbearable pact
Yeah.
to end this episode.
Okay.
All right. And let's pull in our viewer listeners. Come with us on this pact. Okay.
Yeah.
So, viewer listener, what I want you to do is I want you to cut your thumb to produce some blood.
Yes.
And we're all going to push our thumbs together.
Yeah.
We're going to blood thumb it.
Yeah.
That's a Funbearable guarantee. Blood
Yeah.
thumbing.
Yeah.
You ever blood thumb? You got a blood thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a free bleeding blood thumber.
Do you want Chuck's blood?
Oh, that is a good point.
Yeah.
No, nothing I have is transmittable by
Oh,
blood.
okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
Not by
fine.
blood, yeah.
Yeah, not by blood.
I wish we did it at the live show. Every person we had to keep cutting our thumbs.
Yeah.
It's healing.
Oh my God, our thumbs would
Our
be
other
shredded.
thumbs.
Yep.
We're using other fingers.
You call your other fingers your other thumbs? What are toes if not thumbs?
This is thumb number 6.
So here's what we're going to say. Let's start frequenting the arts. Let's get out there and see some of these school plays.
I think so.
That your child or a family member or anything, they're not involved.
Yep.
Just be a person, an
Yeah.
adult that rocks up to a school play
Yeah.
and just wants to go see it.
And let people know that you're only there for
Yeah.
that. Let people know. I have no
Loudly
children.
declare, I
Yeah.
have no connection with any of these children.
Yeah.
I'm just a supporter of the arts.
the
Right?
children's art.
Yeah, be very loud about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get out there.
I think that's fun. I brought my own snacks.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I have a bulge in my pocket. Is for the snacks. I love the arts. You're just constant.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for all of the children equally because I have no investment in any of them personally.
Yes. And get 3 angles. You got to get 3 angles.
Yeah.
Right, left, middle.
Yeah.
Wide, of course.
Yeah. And then loudly during intermission and just after the play, really discuss your views on it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
How
Oh,
you
yeah.
feel the performances went.
Yeah.
Just walk on stage and do it.
Right.
Walk on before everyone leaves.
Run out, smoke a cigarette during intermission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smoke right by the door.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Right.
And talk loudly about how you
I
feel
mean, you know,
about it.
if it's cold, stand inside, but exhale the smoke outside.
Yes.
Yes.
And then get mad if they don't do the lights coming up really quickly and then like a doom doom bell
Right.
to
Yeah.
let you know that intermission is over.
Yeah.
And then come in during the play and go, well, there was no bell. Right? And then sit down.
Really big.
Yeah.
Really big.
You know, maybe you leave at intermission and go, not worth it, and just walk out, right?
Yeah.
Or slide in during intermission. Can't get the tickets because the tickets were hard to get.
Oh, yeah.
Be like a Broadway intermission sneaker,
Yes.
right? You come over, right? Yes, my second nephew Gary is in the play, and they're
And-
like, "There's a kid named Gary."
Yes.
And to trick them, be like, the first act was incredible.
But I don't know how they'll top it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Twist that knife.
Yeah.
Twist the knife.
I think they'll remember the lines for the second act. A lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm pricking my thumb for this.
No?
No.
I think you will.
Seems like a lot of
So you don't agree with supporting the arts?
No,
for
it just
children?
seems like a lot of talking to strangers. That's the part I don't
Yeah,
like.
that's true.
This feels a lot like you are for pulling funding for arts programming in public schools.
It does.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
pulling funding so much as reallocating it to the local police department for tanks.
This is where we are.
For tanks!
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Like-
Sorry, Billy. We were gonna have instruments for the music class.
Nope.
But check out this SWAT van.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
pretty cool.
when I say tanks, I mean literal tanks.
That's
Yeah.
what I figured. I figured
Yeah.
you meant that.
Tanks of
Bombs.
Chocolate sauce.
oh chocolate sauce bombs.
Yes.
Ooh.
We've bitted ourselves into a slurry of things.
We sure
today.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, folks out there,
Oh, I
whether-
was thinking before we end,
Sorry.
should I read the dark Thanksgiving thing?
Nah, I don't think that's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what the thing was.
It's all done.
The dark Thanksgiving thing. The AI.
The thing I
Oh,
was
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
That's right.
No, go ahead.
Yes.
I was doing a goof.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, sure.
About my, you took a normal email from me describing my week, including Thanksgiving at the Statons, and
Yeah.
you had AI rewrite it to make it darker and crazier.
And it would consistently ask me, do you want it to be darker?
Yeah.
And all I said was yes. All right, you ready?
Let's hear it.
So basically, he had written a I would say semi.
Who had written?
Brad wrote this.
Brad. Oh, so yes,
Yeah.
the original
So, yeah.
email.
So
yeah.
Brad-
Sorry, I was thinking that you were. I thought you referred to ChatGPT as he.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Brad
I have a
wrote
new
this-
friend.
I would say it's 10% sad in his
Okay.
original writing, where he's like, "We did this. I called my brother Brent. He didn't answer." It's
Okay.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. A little. So it leans into sad.
Okay.
This is what it was rewritten as. The bird is dead. Which is so good.
That's how it starts.
Its body split open on the table, steaming like roadkill in July. Chuck smiles like someone trained him to do it. Shannon brings out the cranberry sauce with a hand that trembles. I see it. No one else sees it. I see everything.
Jesus Christ.
I eat. I chew and chew and chew like I'm grinding up bones, turkey, stuffing, carrots. I want to bite through my plate. I want to snap my teeth off in my own jaw. I'm not eating for hunger. I'm eating to kill the thing inside me, screaming to get out.
Wait, when are you gonna start the Chat GPT version and
Yeah,
not
yeah.
mine? Yeah.
We walk, Chuck and I, because we have to. Because if we stop moving, the thoughts come. The wrong ones. The ones with knives. I look at his face and wonder what it would look like if I peeled it off slowly, like orange rind. Nap
There's
on-
a cadence here. It's extremely familiar.
Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah.
No,
That is.
It's close.
I told him to do that.
Okay, it is very close to Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah.
And because I loved Chuck Palahniuk for a long, long time, but there's that, and I'm getting Bret Easton Ellis.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I find similarities between them. A
Yeah,
lot.
they have like a minimalism writing thing. Yeah, but this is why I don't like AI,
Well, it's
because it's just like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. You know what I mean?
I was when I was reading it, I was like, oh, he does do sentence fragments.
Yeah, yeah.
But 3 in a row, or
Yeah,
or something like that.
Right,
you know,
right.
A version of it.
Yeah, no, sorry. It weirded me out because the cadence was there. It's interesting that it's that, and you had specifically said,
Yeah.
I
in
know.
this style.
Check
Yeah.
it.
It's really yeah.
I hate that though. That's like, it's gross.
It is gross.
Yeah.
Nap on the couch, dream of fire, wake up to the smell of pie, pecan. My first time. It's sweet, it's thick. It coats my throat like a lie told too well. I bite again, harder. My gums bleed a little. I smile. This is how it starts. This is when I begin to believe I can be reborn through sugar and nuts. Chuck puts on Friends, laugh track, screams. A woman named Monica talks to a sandwich. I imagine her choking on it. The TV blinks. I blink back. I call Brent, his brother. No answer. Again. By the 4th call, I'm whispering to the phone, pick up or I swear to God, I'll burn everything down. He doesn't. I talk to my parents. Their mouths move like sock puppets. They ask me how the food was. I tell them the turkey tasted like fear and the pie tasted like sex. And everyone looked like they were already embalmed. So that's the Thursday. He keeps going, but man, it is so fucking. It's so funny to make it darker and darker and darker. But yeah, I was having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
It's just very fun. I know that it's a weird thing because we've talked about it recently. And I'm like, it's so interesting, the ethical questions of using this stuff.
Sure.
And where does it become, if it's something that no one would ever make for money, it seems like it makes sense, right? Like there's videos on YouTube that are like Jurassic Park ruined by AI, and it's actual scenes, and then things happen. And they look really legitimate because it's copying the light and the filming style at the time. And the ethical thing is that you don't want it to take the place of people who actually have jobs. But how do you put that rule in place? Like Disney was criticized for using it in something small. And it's like that should be a legal thing.
There's a lot of gray area in it because of questions like that. The YouTube thing, YouTube actually just came out recently saying that they're going to crack down on bullshit AI trailers. Because it's just a farm at this point. Red Letter Media just put out a whole video about this because it is a farmed thing and it's just generating money. They're making money off of these videos.
I don't know if I've seen an AI one. I've seen the ones that are basically like, this is like years ago, like Back to the Future 4.
Right.
And it's clips from this.
There's tons of those on there. And it's like Back to the Future is like one of the number one ones because someone made that Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. one.
Yes.
And so, and that was so big, they know that they can pull from this thing. I've had people who know I'm a huge fan of Back to the Future and
send them to you.
Had the DeLorean guy in the documentary. They send it to me and they're like, they're doing it. And I'm like, no. Yeah. And then if you watch it, you're like, this is so clearly not that. Yeah. That shot is from Spider-Man. This shot is from Iron Man.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. And it's so clear. However, on YouTube, it doesn't matter really if someone follows through on this video. Half the time that the ads are going to play before you can see it.
Right.
And the way they do it is they will title them in a way that the AI fan trailer part of it is at the end because it doesn't show up in the truncated version in your feed,
right?
And they're just trash. Like it's all like fake sequels of movies that are going to come out and things like that. It started with like posters on like Facebook and shit.
Oh, I still see that.
Yeah,
and
I hate it so much.
Well, I'm just shocked at the people who are like, can't wait, or like, I don't want them to remake this, and I'm like, this is the worst version of any like bad picture Photoshop of Freddy Krueger I've ever seen.
Right, and it doesn't make any sense, and this, stuff like that. But there's such a glut of it because they're making money.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
it's. I don't think there's a version where you go, this is great and free of any issue, because ultimately everything that is feeding it has been fed to it without consent, without knowledge. There's no footnotes at the end of a ChatGPT creation that says, here's where I got these things. Right? And that's the problem, is it's pulling all the data from the internet everywhere. Everything. YouTube videos. There's been a bunch of videos that have come out from YouTubers that are like, these things came out and our videos were on this list of data fed to this system. And that in and of itself makes it unethical. Does that make sense? Even if it's making something that isn't making money or is just a goof around, it to me still is unethical, because it's just taking all of this stuff that is creative and just going, all right, mine now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on how you use it. Like I came up with this idea for a game where we play a game called Control the Narrative, and we put in different things about us. We get to, when we win, like if you win a round, you get to put in different facts about people, and you get to protect yourself, and also make yourself look better, and at the end you spit out the story. And I think, especially if you're doing a generic thing, or like I was saying earlier, where it's like make this less this, make this more business minded, whatever that is. To me, it's tough to find the faults.
Those
in
are
that.
less in the creative space
Yes.
of like
Yeah.
clean up this resume.
Yeah.
You know, it's
that's what's tough about it, is like it does kind of, it flirts with the same thing.
well, I also struggle with a lot of AI stuff for myself personally when it does come to like, isn't it funny that the AI said this? To me, I find it not funny and not entertaining because the AI doesn't, it is not a conscious writing. It is not that. It is guesswork. It is just predictive text. That's all. What we should not be calling ChatGPT and most of the AI things that are out right now. They're not artificial intelligence. Right. They're predictive text formats. That's all they are. They are not AI. That thing does not write a line knowing it's funny, thinking it's funny. There's nothing like that. It's literally taking predictive text. And often, if it's funny, it's because the predictive text got it just a little wrong. Yeah. And so the fact that it's not good at what it does becomes the humor.
Right.
To me, that's like laughing at some like rocks that fell into the shape roughly of a penis and going, haha, it's a penis.
That is funny.
I know, but it's weird to be like, and now that's a thing? That's a created thing?
I think that all the AI like script stuff, I don't trust any of that being AI. I think it's someone who wrote it to be funny.
Oh no, I'm not just talking about that.
Yeah.
I even like all of the things. I don't think it's funny using AI. That's my own personal view.
Yeah.
And I get that goes against what you see of this stuff.
Yeah.
And if you think that's entertaining, great. I love it. I personally don't think it's entertaining. I think it's I don't know. It's just a jumble of words. And if it happens to strike a chord as funny, it wasn't intended to be. It's a weird thing. To me, it feels like laughing at echoes. It's like it doesn't mean anything. There's nothing there. Does that make sense?
Somewhat.
Okay.
I had a friend search Google to see if Angelina Jolie was in the movie Heat. Mm-hmm. And he searched, is Angelina Jolie in Heat? And got the response of like, heat is when animals do this. And so it wouldn't apply. And
that's funny.
Yeah.
It was nice to see his little screenshot being reshared by people like Michael Schur. And
that's really fun.
It
gets into like this weird mix of questions of stuff. It questions like intent and what a thing even is. That gets really weird, you know? Yeah, it's a tricky one for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But you know where there's not AI? Children's arts.
That's probably not true.
Oh, darn it.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Make this 60 pages long instead of 90.
Yeah.
Well, if you go to see live theater, how's that? Is that what you feel better about?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't think anything's safe, to be honest.
The NFL.
That's probably pretty safe.
Yes.
I mean, are we calling it safe?
Yeah, well, it's
Safe from being AI can't affect it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Probably not.
Playing basketball with your son.
Yeah.
AI can't affect it.
I am using AI when I play basketball. Uh-oh.
It's like the Watchman, the blue guy, and she finds out that he's just like in the other room doing homework or whatever like that. Yeah.
Oh no.
You're a real Dr. Manhattan towards your son.
Well, I fed an AI all of the movie and television dad moments.
Ooh, okay.
Like the good shit.
Yeah.
You know? I even pulled in Mr. Feeney.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, father figure.
Father figure, yeah. Mm-hmm. Threw it all in there. Because I didn't have a dad growing up. And I'm like, I don't know what that looks like.
Right.
Tell me.
Right.
You know? And then it spits out a script that I have my AirPods in.
Yep.
And I'm literally I'm saying the words as they come.
Yeah. You keep calling him DJ, though, which is not ideal.
Deej.
Yeah.
It's
Deej.
Deej. Yeah.
Deej.
I just told him that's a different pronunciation of Finn. He hasn't cottoned yet.
Yep. All right.
Lithuania. It's Lithuanian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although every once in a while I say weird shit too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It kind of gets pulled in. I think some of the episodes of the shows had the commercials in it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'll be like, I'm really proud of you, but nobody lays a finger on my butterfly. And he's like, what are you talking about? And then I say, Lego my ego.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what you mean.
He's like, I didn't touch your Butterfinger, and I didn't touch your Eggos.
Yeah.
So I don't know why this
And
is
can
coming
we not
towards
get
me.
into the purple stuff?
Yeah. Well, folks out there, if you have thoughts on anything we discussed today, children's arts, AI, Dark Thanksgiving, we do. What I don't remember how we started the episode.
Truffles.
Truffles.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Remember back in truffle times?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go there because you said a chocolate thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you
yeah.
got there, and I was like, but we forgot.
Yeah.
Send us an email, funbearablepod@gmail.com, or find us on socials at funbearablepod. Always happy to hear from all y'all. For Ray Harrington and Chuck Staten, I'm Brad Rohr saying thank you so much, and we're sorry for being funbearable.
I think we should probably stop doing the AI episodes.
The ones where we're not even here.
Yeah. The ones where, because this is all fake.
Yeah.
We have so much footage of us just going.
Yeah, moving our mouths.
Yeah, right.
That's why these microphones are the way
I
they
put
are.
peanut butter in Brad's mouth for him to do it.
Well,
I love peanut butter.
I've started painting the mouth area inside of my beard blue so it can be replaced
Right.
with mouth movement.
thinking.
Yeah, right.
Thinking,
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think it's working.
I don't think so either. We shouldn't have gotten Gary Busey to do your mouth
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah.
The fake laugh.
Or when we had Abraham Lincoln for the mouth, it was all wooden teeth.
Yeah.
No, that was George
George
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
They probably both had wooden
I
teeth.
forgot the lore.
Yep.
I forgot the lore of the founding fathers.
I forgot the wooden teeth.
I
Lord.
forgot the lore of the presidents. I like the idea of looking at the founding fathers now in 2025 as like talking about it as you would the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Right? Oh, the Benjamin Franklin shit is awesome. I love him when it's on his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like he gets swallowed up when it gets into the whole group.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Constitution movie. Yeah, he's just in the background.
Yeah, and there's so many post-credit scenes, amendment after amendment after amendment.
There's like 10 scenes.
It's crazy.
After the first, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, you got it in two, my guy. Leave it alone. Then they're doing all this stuff. They're trying to get like that feeling and hype of the original guys. And now we're in like, oh, what's Poke doing? And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck what Poke is doing.
My favorite one was when the credits ended and it stayed black and you just heard, the British are coming, the British are coming.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was it was a two-parter.
It was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. Yeah, but I don't know. I like. There's been some fun standalones. You know, I think like John Adams. That was awesome. But like Madison,
Oh, God.
Short.
yeah, woke.
Yeah.
This is dumb. It's very funny though.
Yeah.
This episode is so long.
I love that JFK one, the cliffhanger.
Oh, we're going all the way.
Yeah.
Not even founding fathers.
No,
Yeah.
the cliffhanger, he gets in the car.
Yeah.
And then the credits begin to roll.
And then one lone shot.
Yeah. JFK will return. Question mark.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
good. That's fun.
Oh, and then there was that. Oh yeah, there was that post-credit scene where Doc Brown came running over to John F. Kennedy and Jackie Onassis and said, "You got to come with me to the future." And then he's like, "What do we become assholes or something?" And he's like, "No, it's your nephew. Something's got to be done about your nephew." And he's like, "Nephew," and then you see RFK.
Yeah, you're right.
And they're like, "Oh no."
I was gonna do a Biff line in that voice, but it's too difficult.
Yeah.
It is hard. Yeah.
I was gonna do what? So when did you become the physical type?
Yeah.
But in that voice.
So when did you become the physical type? Ooh, that's the first time I've tried an RFK. That's not bad.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
You do sound like there's a worm in your brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy, that was fun.
That was
Let's
fun.
go home.
Yep.
Yep. That's good.